All right, continuing on with our analysis of the Bach Prelude in C major from the Well-Tempered Clavier. Okay, I noticed that in our last analysis we didn't put the measure number. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, this will be 21. Okay, very good. Get this set up here. Cello clef, bass clef, brace, okay, good. Okay, measure 21. Looking at your score, you got an F octave in the left hand, an A, C, and E in the treble. Okay, this is easy. F is the root, obviously, F, A, C, E. Therefore, F is the root, and a doubling of the root. Major third, the fifth, and the major seventh. Okay, get the major seventh and the major third, therefore it's a quadrad. It's a major chord, and is built upon the fourth note of the C major scale. There you have it. Second measure, measure 22. Okay, you're going to have an F sharp, and a C, and a C flat. Okay, it's a tough one because you don't have a fifth here, perfect fifth, normal. So it's a diminished fifth. This is a diminished fifth, which is a tritone. Gives it away as a dominant, right? We can put that in right away. It's a dominant. And it's without a root, because it's a diminished quadrad here. It's a diminished seventh. Okay. You got a major third and the minor seventh. And that is the characteristic interval. Those are the characteristic intervals of the dominant without a root. And that F sharp is the major third of D. So D is the root. Okay. The C is the minor seventh. So D, F sharp, A is the fifth. C again is another minor seventh. And E flat is a minor ninth. So it's a dominant chord without a root with a minor ninth. We've been through that, so I don't think you'll have any trouble with that. Ah, crooked. That won't do. See if we can do a better job on that. Much better. Okay, and by the way, D is the second degree of the C major scale, therefore it's a 2 chord. And 4 then moves to 2. That's not key circle. So you got to watch out for that. But what's happening here, Bach is setting up a chromatic series of notes here as far as the lowermost note is concerned. He will go F, F sharp, G, A flat, and then on to the next group of 4 measures on the dominant. Now, this next chord you will not find in your copy, probably. I shouldn't say probably, but it depends upon what edition you have, whether this next chord is even there. But in the chord that in the edition I found offhand here it's missing. I happen to know what the notes are because I've had it from way, 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 way back. So here is the missing chord. Okay. I'll put the C over here, and the B here, and I think that's it. I think that's it. Okay, and then I'm going to put in the final chord here also, so we can compare these 2 measures. I may as well put in this bar line also. Okay. This is the missing. If you count up your measures in your copy, it should have 36 bars to this piece. If it has only 35, you're missing a measure, and this is it right here. That's 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, the 23rd. 23rd. Measure 23 is missing. I can't imagine why or how, but anyway. And then, so, chromatic, F, F sharp, G, A flat, okay, here we go. Now, this is an odd situation here, this chord. It's very difficult to analyze because, number one, we have missing roots here, and the tritone is not really present. Now, a 2 would go to a 5. So let's assume that this is a 5 chord because you have a G in the bottom. You got the major 3rd. Now F is the minor 7th. It's not there. So we can say that the minor 7th is missing. In other words, we have to assume it. Okay, and this is part of your training is in harmonic analysis. Certain things can be missing because you don't have any other choice. Okay, you got a major 3rd though, so that's a start. You got, now this is the 4th. It's also you can call it the 11th. In other words, C. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you go to C up an octave, it will be the 11th. So you can call it either the 4th or the 11th. If you call it the fourth, you can call it a suspended fourth, S-U-S, 4. If you want to call it 11th, because it is a harmonic tone as far as this chord is concerned here. And the definition of harmony are any notes that are played simultaneously make up some kind of a harmony, or sound, let's put it that way. So anyway, let's go here. Now, D is the 5th. We don't have a D. We don't have a 7th. We don't have a D. We have the minor 6th. And we can call it a dominant without a root. We got an 11th and a minor 6th. You know, put in those intervals here. It's about the best we can do. Okay, going on to the next one. We don't have much of a choice here as to what to call it. Let's call it another dominant, because these two dominants will move on to a honest-to-goodness dominant on the next measure of the next 4 measures. So if this is a dominant, same as this, because we've got pretty much the same notes, except for the A flat. This has an E flat, that has an A flat. If this is a dominant, then this is the minor 9th. That's the minor 7th. So we didn't have a minor 7th over here, but we do have a minor 7th here. And, well, what do you know about that? You've got a major 3rd. And the major 3rd and the minor 7th create, what shall we say, an augmented 4th, which is then your tritone. So that's the giveaway that it is definitely a dominant. This you have to assume that minor 7th. This, you've got the minor 7th, you got the major 3rd, you got the 11 or the suspended 4th, whichever makes the most sense to you. And GBD is the 5th, is the uppermost note. And it's dominant, and it is a dominant with a missing root. And we got a minor 9th. Now, in Bach, it's very unusual to have a minor 9th as the lowermost note. But Bach's thinking here, again, is a chromatic progression, and your next measure in the next 4 bars will be a garden variety, so to speak, dominant. So I think you can handle that. Okay? Now for the next 4, 8, 12 measures, which finishes the piece up to the 36th measure, I'm going to ask you to do it on a piece of blank manuscript paper. Write out the paraphrase version, there's whole notes, and do exactly the analysis as we've been going through everything here, and put everything, the chords in. Look for your tritones. Always look for your tritones and indicate them. And make sure that you understand that a tritone is either an augmented 4th or a diminished 5th. For example, C to F is a 4th. C to F sharp is an augmented 4th. C to G is a 5th. C to G flat is a diminished 5th. But F sharp or G flat is in harmonic with each other. They're the same key on the piano. That's why I say either an augmented 4th or a diminished 5th. And by the way, the tritone divides the octave exactly in half. Now, there you have it. And I'm going to ask you to do the rest of it and send it to me. And send it to ralph.hedges@gmail.com, and send it to me as an attachment. If you have any trouble with it, email me and say you're having trouble sending it to me as an attachment, and I'll give you further instructions. Okay. This is going to be the end of the analysis. The next measures to Major 36 is yours. You do it. Now, take any of these four measures and study them and memorize them. Not memorizing notes as such, but memorize what the parts of the chords. In other words, your major thirds, your minor sevenths, and whether it's a major chord or a minor chord, and so on. You don't need to put in major seventh, because when you put in that number 7, it becomes, instead of an identity, it becomes a function. It's dangerous. If you do it and you know what you're doing, you can. But in most cases, if you've been trained otherwise, it's a good idea. Leave off that 7th when you're talking about identities. And do not put anything else with your Roman numerals, your functional Roman numeral indications. So keep your identities and your functions completely separate. Do not try to combine them in any way. Then go ahead and write the functional symbols in Arabic numerals for the individual notes. And that's your analysis. And that's what you should be hearing. Listen to the major third or the minor third. Emphasize it when you play it. You know, like G to B flat. Play those two notes and listen to it as a minor third. G to F is a minor 7th. Play it. And listen to it as opposed to G to F sharp, for example, as a major 7th. Be sure you hear these intervals. And these should be part of your ear training. Recognizing intervals, recognizing chords, recognizing scales by ear. Matter of fact, I think I should probably do a video on that, shouldn't I? Well, I've got so much to do. I will see if I can get to it. Anyway, you got plenty to keep you busy. So get to work. Talk to you later.